Entering the monastic enclosure. We are now entering what was once the eremitic, or contemplative, part of the monastery. This was the most private and sacred area of the entire Charterhouse. Only the Carthusian monks were allowed to enter. Servants, workers and local villagers were not permitted inside. For the monks, this was a place of silence, prayer and complete solitude. Walking through history. As we walk through these narrow passages, remember that much of what you see is several centuries old. Some of these walls, doorways and arches were already standing when the monastery was dissolved in 1782. Others are even older and date back to the late Gothic period, around the 15th century. Although the buildings have been altered over the centuries, many original architectural elements have survived remarkably well. Take a moment to look at the stone arches around you. Some have the elegant pointed shape typical of Gothic architecture, while others are rounded, reflecting the older Romanesque style. These different styles reveal that the monastery was not built all at once. Instead, it developed gradually over several centuries. The library. If you look up to the first floor, you can imagine where the monastery's library was once located. Books were among the monastery's greatest treasures. The Carthusian monks copied manuscripts by hand with extraordinary care and precision. Many of these books were beautifully decorated and represented years of patient work. When the monastery was closed in 1782, the library was dispersed. Most of the books were taken to Innsbruck, while others found their way to Vienna and Padua, where some are still preserved today. The monks' cells. Here you can see the entrance to one of the former monks' cells. This stone archway is believed to be original and may have stood here for more than 500 years. Behind each doorway was a small house where one monk lived alone. For him, this was not simply a room, it was his entire world. Here he prayed, studied, slept, ate and spent most of his life in complete silence. Each cell also had a small private garden, allowing the monk to grow vegetables, herbs, and medicinal plants. The garden was not only practical, it was also considered an important part of the monk's daily routine and spiritual discipline. A living village. If you look carefully around you today, you will notice that many of the former monastic buildings have been adapted into private homes. After the monastery was dissolved, families gradually transformed the monks' cells into living spaces. New walls, windows and roofs were added, but the medieval structure remained. This is one of the reasons why Karthaus is so unique. It is not an abandoned monastery or an open-air museum. It is a living village where people still inhabit buildings that were once home to Carthusian monks. Did you know? When the monastery was active, there were no staircases leading to basements in this area. Many of the cellars and interior alterations you see today were added by local families after the monastery became a village. Our next stop takes us to one of the most peaceful corners of the former monastery. There we will discover the herb garden, learn about two flowers that still bear the name Carthusian, and see one of the monastery's most ingenious inventions, a small food hatch designed to allow meals to be delivered without the monks ever making eye contact with another person.